Thank you for tuning into our seller interview series. Up today, we've got a two-site dropshipping business package for sale in the outdoors niche. Created in November 2016 and April 2017, this business makes $10,447 per month in net profit, and the listing number for the site is 44003. We do these interviews to give potential buyers more information about both the seller and the sites they're looking to purchase. We hope these insights are helpful for you in making a buying decision. We've got the seller with us today to go through the business and cover everything from niche selection to traffic and monetization. How are you doing today, Brandon?
Hello, I'm doing very well.
All the way across the continent of North America, I'm down in Florida, and you're up in British Columbia, Canada.
Exactly, yeah, in Victoria, BC. We're getting a little bit of snow right now, but it's all good. It's definitely nice to be back. I've been traveling for the past couple months, but yeah, it's definitely nice to be back home.
Yeah, I escaped the snow up in the Midwest of the United States. So I definitely don't envy you with that snow there.
Yeah, no, but it's all good. It comes with the Christmas spirit, so it's all good.
Well, that's good that you have that Christmas spirit. And before we dive into the questions that I have for you, I want to go ahead and run through a quick summary of the business.
Absolutely.
Again, it's a two-site business package, with the first site being built in November 2016 and the second being built in April of 2017. The business has a monthly revenue of $31,484, expenses of $21,038 to make for a net profit of $10,447, which is generated on a 12-month average. Included in the sale of this business are the two domains, site content and files, social media accounts, the Facebook pixel for each site, and an email list.
Yes.
Brandon, can you tell us a little bit about your background in building and running online businesses?
Yeah, so I've done some dabbling into a few different kind of online marketing ventures. Dated back probably 10 years now. I've been in some eBay stores back in the day in like 2005. I used to drop ship apparel and accessories back then. In 2009, I was into more so like the ClickBank info products and stuff like that. So that was another venture as well. In 2012, I actually created a video streaming platform that was catered towards DJs. So it's kind of like a Twitch platform. Yeah, that was one of my main projects back in 2012. And just recently actually just moved back into dropshipping last year, which kind of resulted in these two projects that are going on right now.
Like the Twitch streaming service?
No, that actually kind of fizzled out probably about 2 years ago. We had it going pretty good in like 2013, 14, but there was a lot of indirect competition going on at that time, and it was really expensive actually to keep up to the servers because of the HD streaming and stuff like that. So yeah, it was one of those ventures that we kind of got into, but kind of just packed it up when it got a little bit too tough. So yeah, that's when I basically decided to move on from there.
And now we're here with these
exactly
two, kind of separate but very similar businesses. And can you just talk a little bit about, how you came up with the ideas for them?
Yeah, actually, it all started last year when I was in Thailand. Basically, there's a pretty big community there of digital nomads and entrepreneurial startup people. And basically, a lot of the people that I was hanging out with over there were into the dropshipping model, and essentially, yeah, it kind of all just grew on me from there, and kind of tagged along with the business model and ended up creating these two stores along the way.
Can you talk a little bit about how the two businesses are separate but together? Like, how similar are they?
Yeah, they are two different niches, but basically, let's say in store one, the main store, there was a product on there that I was selling that kind of was indirectly related but not related to that store niche. So I knew that product was selling very, very well, and ended up creating a second niche store based around that product, and was able to fill it with other products that were similar like that main product, and basically ended up creating a little a niche store out of that based around that main product.
And how have the businesses been doing? If we go back, the first one was created in November of last year, and the second was created in April of this year. So how are they doing? Does one make more than the other? Are they, pretty even?
Yeah, I would say like the main store makes up probably I'd say about 75 to 80% of the total net revenue. The other store is a little bit more seasonal, I would say, but not exactly either. Like we still make sales currently right now, just selling other types of products that are related to the niche as well. But yeah, definitely the main store is not a seasonal store, and it's definitely more of a trending niche. So it definitely makes up most of the revenue though.
So just to clarify and make sure I'm understanding correctly,
Sure.
the one site is similar, but it's more of a time of the year type of thing. But it's similar?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So can you talk about, I'm assuming that you have similar dropshipping models for both of them, correct?
Yeah, they're exactly the same in terms of our daily routines, our structures, everything. Both stores actually are very similar in terms of the way they're designed, all the apps that are used. So basically, they're mirrors of each other, but in different niches.
So can you explain your dropshipping model?
Yeah, absolutely. So basically, we source all of our products from AliExpress, and we all of our customers basically are accumulated from our traffic sources, which is mostly Instagram influencer marketing. I would say a large portion of our traffic is with Instagram, and we're starting to slowly get into Facebook a little bit, but it's mostly just some retargeting, not really a full scale marketing yet. And that's probably obviously a huge thing for the new buyers if they want to get into that. That'll be something that'll be very beneficial for them. But going back to your question, yeah, so basically customers order from our stores and then we make the order from our suppliers, and then from our suppliers, they drop ship the product directly to the customer. So we never handle any product, and we've found that this model is definitely very good for right now.
So with not handling the product at all, how much time are you putting into the business to maintain it, week to week?
Absolutely. Yeah, I would say I can get away with, working an hour a day. The minimum I would say is, 7 hours a week, 1 hour a day, just to maintain the schedule and to set up the next day's schedule. Like any other business, I think the more time you can put into it, obviously, the more scalable the business can be. So, it's really up to the person on how much work they want to put in. But definitely for this type of model, you can maintain definitely with just an hour a day.
So with that said, you're maintaining it with just at most an hour a day. So why are you selling the business?
That's a good question. Yeah. So I've got some, let's say, opportunities going on right now with local real estate. One of my good friends is a mortgage broker. So we've got some opportunities here for some investments locally. And secondly, I've actually, for the part of the reason why I was back in Thailand this time was one of my partners and I were moving into an FBA business as well. So that's definitely taking up a little bit more time and scaling quicker than we anticipated. So definitely those two reasons are the main ones that are kind of taking up more of my time than I wanted to. So with this current business, it's definitely probably would be better to scale in the hands of another person or persons.
Does the business only require 5 hours of work a week, or do you have other employees who handle some other tasks for you?
No, so the business, yeah, so with the sale of the business, we actually have 4 virtual assistants on board. So each of them have their own specific tasks. They were trained with a lot of detail involved. So they're very well trained. They know what to do during the days, and it helps make things a lot more automated. So yeah, one basically is handling all support emails. One is doing all of the order fulfillment from Oberlo and AliExpress. 2 are managing the social media pages, so Instagram primarily, and a little bit of Facebook here and there, but they are the ones that are watching over the social media accounts basically all day.
And they're willing to continue with the business through the transition into the future?
Absolutely. This is probably going to be one of the more important things to be going on, to be moving towards to the new owners, is having these VAs on board, because they are trained so specifically on what to do, and they're a huge asset to my business right now, and they'll be super important moving forward. And they've all agreed, and they all know that this business is for sale. So, and they're totally understanding on things moving forward.
So can we talk a little bit about how exactly the businesses have been performing on social media for the marketing purposes? You mentioned earlier that the Instagram was doing better. Is that what you said?
Yeah, actually, Instagram influencer marketing was kind of something that I picked up on when I first started this business model because, like, a lot of people can create these types of stores, but it's the way that, how you're getting the traffic is the main key on how to scale and initially create sales as well. So, Instagram marketing is definitely makes up about 90%, probably even more of our traffic. And myself, I've pretty much, with some help of YouTube and stuff like that, I've kind of grown into a more of a specialist with the influencer marketing. So with this knowledge, I'm definitely going to want to pass this to the new owners as well, because it's definitely very important to maintain the current sales and to obviously scale as well. But yeah, Instagram is definitely the main traffic source right now.
And do you think that the Facebook marketing could pick up if that's somewhere that a new owner is very, very experienced in?
Oh, absolutely. With Instagram as pretty much the only marketing channel right now, there is just so much room to grow with Facebook ads and with AdWords, even Pinterest, YouTube, any type of SEO, adding in blogs, focusing more on the back end. There's just so much potential with upsells, cross sales, email sequences. There's a lot of room there, especially with new owners that have a little bit more experience than I do with these other marketing channels, because basically over the last year, I've narrowed it and I've kind of just specialized in this one marketing channel, which is influencer marketing, which again, like I'm going to totally spend as much time as I can to pass on the knowledge to. But as you can see with the opportunities and these, tons of other marketing channels, it could easily be 5x, 10x the current revenue.
Speaking of other marketing, how's the email marketing performing? I know that there are two lists that are going to be coming along, one for each business. How's that going?
Yeah, we've actually done some very, very basic email marketing. And when I say basic, I mean super basic. So basically, we just, about 2 to 3 times a week, we'll just send out a product promotion. We'll randomly pick any kind of top performing product that's selling on our stores, and then we'll just do an email blast. So, and this is all handled by one of the VAs as well, so I don't really touch too much of this. But with this type of very basic email marketing, I mean, I think we've generated over $10,000 in revenue, in extra revenue, just by sending these product promotions. So there's definitely way more that could be put into it, email sequences and stuff like that to really expand it even more.
Are there any other big opportunities available to grow the business more that you feel are available for a new owner?
In terms of opportunities, like I said, going back to what I said previously, we focused on paid advertising, and that with the paid advertising, I mean strictly with Instagram. So if the next business owner has any type of experience, especially with Facebook ads, basically we have a folder full of marketing videos that we've already created, over 50 plus ready to market videos that have been proven successful on Instagram already. So that itself is pretty huge for the new owners. But if they know Facebook ads, then they could take those products and start hammering them on Facebook as well to probably, the numbers are pretty limitless with Facebook ads. As many of the marketers know, it's probably the most scalable platform right now. And so the growth is definitely has a huge potential with Facebook ads, and not to mention, again, like AdWords, Pinterest, YouTube. Actually, YouTube is something that I personally want to get into to help drive some traffic to these stores, but I just haven't had enough time as well to get into that. But that's definitely another opportunity for the new buyers.
Have you done any experimentation with creating content for the sites, like for instance, blog posts?
No, not exactly. The only type of content that we really add in, which is pretty important, is for our Instagram pages. So our Instagram pages are definitely our most important social media piece. So one of the VAs, that's one of her jobs. So, we always add in about 3 to 6 content pieces a day, sometimes adding in a product promotion. But it's definitely important to organically grow our Instagram pages, because we do get organic sales as well from Instagram. And we actually have other marketers now that actually contact us to ask if we do advertising. So that's another way of actually monetizing as well later on down the road, or even now, is that other marketers want to be paying money to post their ads on our pages because of, I guess, how niche our pages are and the type of engagement that we get as well.
If you look on the listing site for the business on Empire Flippers, you see there are a bunch of other stuff included in the sale that I didn't cover earlier.
Yes.
Just due to, not having a
Yeah.
5-minute long intro. So a couple of them, there's the Instagram and then some more Facebook stuff, but we've already talked a bit about that. What I want to talk about is ClickMeter account and KickChat Messenger account. I'm not familiar with either of those, and can you detail how exactly those integrate into your business?
Sure. So ClickMeter is basically a link tracking software. So we use ClickMeter a lot because we want to track where our sales are coming from on Instagram. So if we are advertising on a page, on a certain page, we would create a tracking link for them to put in their biography. And this allows us to gain a lot of data from each page, which ones are making the sales, which ones are getting unique clicks. And so we've created almost over 1,000 tracking links with ClickMeter, and it's very important to pass on to the new buyers as well, just to know which pages convert the best and definitely to have more continued success with that. With the KickChat Messenger, again, it's kind of like a messenger app that a lot of the Instagram influencer page owners tend to have. So a lot of these guys, some of them are college students, some of them are even like late high school students and stuff like that. So for some reason, a lot of them use this chat messenger. It's not the greatest chat messenger, but they all seem to use it. So we have a chat list full of these Instagram influencer people, which is definitely super important to keep in contact with them, to create new contracts with them. And so that would be included in the sale as well. The messenger account, that's just full of contacts with influencer contacts.
It's funny. As soon as you started talking about it, I realized I knew what Kick was.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's definitely good to have that means of communication with the influencers.
Exactly. Yeah. Super important.
And then there's also a Slack account available for the new owner for team communication with all the VAs. Correct?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's our main type of communication. Basically, we all log in around 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every single day. And yeah, it just helps keep things very organized and easy to communicate.
Is there anything else that's going to be coming along for the ride that is integral to the business that we haven't covered yet?
Yeah, so we have this document that's called our master Instagram influencer list. And this is a very key element of the business because this list has information on over 200 Instagram pages that we've basically either tried or we are still using or, we won't use again. So there's been a lot of testing, trial and error kind of stuff that's been going on over the years. So we really narrowed down which pages convert the best, which ones simply don't work at all. And yeah, that's a very, very vital piece of information or a document that will definitely get passed over. And yeah, also the marketing videos that I'd mentioned before, we've created so many kind of ready to market videos that have products that have been proven to sell. And even if we've done advertising on them before, we actually still cycle them through with current advertising because all of these Instagram pages, they get new followers every single day. So there's always new eyes that are going to be on our products and on our marketing videos.
Yeah, it sounds like there's a lot of really good information and tools that a new owner will have to grow this business more.
Absolutely.
One other thing I wanted to talk about in terms of opportunities, and then if there are any more, feel free to talk about that. But one I wanted to talk about is, you have the dropshipping business, which I'm assuming is, are you doing it from like your own website, like a Shopify site or something like that?
Yeah, it's all done through Shopify. Yes.
So with that said, do you feel like these are products and niches that would do well on, could a potential opportunity be to get your products and that on other platforms like, for instance, Amazon or eBay or Walmart? Is that an opportunity?
I've kind of thought about it before, actually making some of the products available on the FBA, on Amazon and stuff like that. But I think the reason why Shopify is so attractive to us and why we haven't, moved it into other platforms is because we do have pretty much full control when you have a Shopify store. And when I say full control, I mean we get the customer's email addresses, so it's very easy to, potentially communicate with them when new products are launched and stuff like that. But yeah, with Amazon and stuff like that, like they have all their rules and regulations and basically they have more of the control over the products and stuff like that. And marketing as well. With the Shopify platform, I mean, you can use pretty much any type of advertising to point to the stores, whereas on Amazon, it's a little bit tougher.
So you just feel like those kinds of platforms didn't make sense for you?
Yeah, just for this type of business model and for these types of products as well, just having your own store kind of branded towards the store is probably better for this type of business model for sure.
And with that said, I mean, another risk associated with these kinds of businesses typically that are on other platforms is, oh, what if Amazon changes their algorithm completely? Or what if, eBay, drops this kind of product or, something like that?
Exactly.
So with that said, though, are there any big risks associated with this business that you feel someone should be aware of?
Yeah, I think that, whenever you have kind of all your eggs in one basket, especially by using primarily one marketing channel, there raises some risk. But on the other hand, if I didn't study, implement, and kind of exploit this marketing channel from the get-go, this business probably would not be where it's at right now. So, it's kind of, like a risk that it's just one channel, but at the same time, if a marketer were to use a more holistic approach and, spread marketing channels like 20% AdWords, 20% Facebook, it probably wouldn't be where it's at right now. So, yeah, I kind of went, all in on one marketing channel, but I'm kind of happy I did that.
And it worked. So
Exactly. So again, it's proven to work so far, and it is kind of a newer marketing strategy. Like Instagram influencer marketing isn't like a super, huge thing. It is getting bigger, but not too many people are taking advantage of it at this time.
And Instagram is a big and growing platform. And something that's cool with this business that we're talking about here is you have this foundation with the messaging with influencers, with your master list and, all of that stuff, all those tools that'll be able to help grow even more as this platform grows.
Exactly.
Which is pretty cool. One thing I want to ask you is the two businesses are in the same niche. They cater to separate sub niches, but they're both in the outdoors niche.
Correct, yes.
Is there any sort of learning curve for someone who's unfamiliar with the niche and the products and stuff like that?
A learning curve, not exactly, because I mean, these niches they're not like abnormal or anything like that. They're very kind of current and still trending right now. So as long as the new owners have a slight grasp of, internet marketing in general, adapting this type of marketing strategy will not be difficult at all, especially with just a little bit of key training in the very beginning. The transition period should not be difficult at all.
Would you commit to a non-compete?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
And how much support are you willing to offer a buyer during the transition period?
I'd definitely be willing to help out as much as I can, especially, like I said, with the Instagram, with the influencer training and stuff like that. I feel as though that's probably the most important part to pass the knowledge to pass that on to the new owners. So Skype conversations, I'm definitely game for actually whatever is needed to pass on the information. So I don't really want to limit it to, 1 hour here, 1 hour there. So whatever the new business owners have any questions, definitely feel free to hit me up and I will get back to them as fast as I can.
Are you open to conversations and negotiations about deal types that aren't something where it's like, I'll give you 100% cash offer up front? For instance, an earnout?
An earnout? Oh, yeah, absolutely. Definitely open towards that.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Brandon. I have one final question for you.
For sure.
And it's a toughie. But before we get to that, I want to go ahead and run through the quick summary of the business again. The two sites, the first in November 2016, the second in April 2017. The business together has a monthly revenue of $31,484, expenses of $21,038 to make for a net profit of $10,447, which is generated on a 12-month average. Included in the sale of this business are the two domains, the site content and files, the social media accounts, the Facebook pixel, the email list, the email accounts, the marketing videos that you were talking about earlier, the master Instagram influencer list and schedule, the click meter and kick chat accounts, the Slack account, and some supplier information.
Yeah, that's all of it.
Yeah, that's that list. So I knew I wanted to include it on the second one. It just... Yeah, anyway. So, Brandon, what is your best 30-second pitch on why someone should purchase this business?
All right. Well, let's see here. I think, both niches in general have an unlimited growth potential. Although one is more seasonal, it's an extremely passionate niche. And, with the first one, it's not just a trend in our society. It's definitely a continuing niche that's growing. Secondly, Basically, because I've only kind of cracked one marketing channel in which I'm going to pass on to the new owners, there's just so much growth with other types of marketing channels, with other types of paid marketing channels, organic types of marketing channels that, it'll be pretty quick to, 5x or 10x the business if the new business owners want to take on that task and are ready to do so.
Yeah, and it's got a strong foundation in the stuff that you've already done. Like you said, you've done one marketing channel, but what you have done, you've done really well.
Exactly. So I kind of went like laser focus on one, and that will be passed on to the new owner. And then if they want to implement some more channels, then this thing can really, really take off.
I agree. It sounds very exciting. Well, thank you so much for taking the time with me, Brandon, all the way across North America.
Awesome. Thanks, Jake.
If you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe to our channel. And if you want more information, the link will be below the video that will take you to this marketplace listing. If you're watching this on the listing site and want more information, become a depositor today. When you make the deposit, one of our business advisors will be in contact with you, and you will be given everything you need to review this business. Have a great day.